Hi everyone, James from BitPay here. We're at the BitPay booth at Consensus 2019 with Rayhaneh Sharif-Askary from Grayscale Investments, Director of Sales and Business Development. We'll talk a little bit today about Grayscale Investments. You're one of the only financial firms actually offering financial instruments around Bitcoin with GBTC. Tell us a little bit more about Grayscale and also about the recent Q1 report you released.
Certainly. So Grayscale is the world's largest digital currency asset manager. We have about $1.7 billion in AUM. Our goal is to provide safe, secure, cost-effective access to digital assets for investors, institutions, and accredited investors who want to invest in digital assets. We want to make it easy for everybody. Yesterday we put out our Q1 report, our digital asset raising report. In Q1 of 2019, we raised about $43 million, which is about 40% more than we raised in Q4 of 2018. So that's really exciting. Most of the demand, about 73%, is coming from institutions, with a little over half of that actually coming from hedge funds, which is interesting because in Q4 of 2018, there really wasn't a ton of hedge fund demand. So it's interesting to see that pick up. And some of the other themes that we've seen is just the continued return to Bitcoin maximalism, so to speak. I don't know why, whether it's the flight to quality or it's because the Bitcoin halving is part of the conversation again. That's going to happen in May 2020. But about 99% of our inflows for Q1 were into our Bitcoin product. So that was really interesting as well.
I'm interested in, when you're raising from institutional investors, what are some of the common objections or questions which a lot of these investors have, and how do you overcome them as Grayscale Investments?
I think the number one thing is that this is a nascent asset class. So there's volatility, there are barriers around information, and one of our big missions is education. I think once we spend time with people, when we educate them and we get them to understand that it is Bitcoin is a store of value, digital assets as an uncorrelated asset class, and we say it makes sense to allocate about 50 bips to 2% of your portfolio. I think that's the biggest hurdle, is just educating folks and making them see digital assets as an asset class that's here to stay.
Well, as part of the education, I know you've recently launched the DropGold ad campaign, which I thought was very clever. Tell us a little bit about that, what the reception's been like, maybe some of the more surprising reactions you've seen to the ad campaign so far.
Our founder has said that art DropGold is this industry, this generation's Got Milk. You guys remember the Got Milk campaign? It's a call to action for folks to think about Bitcoin as an asset class that is an alternative to gold. It's scarce, it's verifiable, and it also has characteristics like divisibility, or that it's easy to quickly transfer that gold doesn't have. So we're really excited about it. Reception's been tremendous. We had over 500,000 views of our commercial, which I think you guys have seen. And it's really interesting because there's going to be about 68 trillion of wealth that's transferred from the silent generation and the baby boomers to millennials. And millennials don't have the same relationship with gold that those other generations before us had. So we think that a lot of this wealth that's going to be transferred there's a chance that it is invested in Bitcoin.
Of all the investment firms out there that are maybe trying to launch Bitcoin ETFs or other kinds of financial instruments, and also just targeting institutional investors in general, what makes Grayscale Investments unique? What is your unique thesis that maybe not a lot of the other firms in the space are really thinking about right now, or really taking an approach on?
So a few things. We've been doing it the longest. We've been around since 2013. Our investors take a lot of comfort in that. We are experts in the space. We work with best-in-class service providers, lawyers, and I think folks appreciate our structure. They like owning a security that gives them access to the underlying products. They like having a QSIP. They like getting audits and financial statements. So I think they take comfort in owning the asset in a way that fits within their operational and legal framework.
Tell us a little bit about GBTC. It's actually one of the only publicly traded securities focused around Bitcoin right now. How does it work, and what's the reception been like in the market?
The reception's been great. GBTC is the public quotation for our Bitcoin investment trust. It's available through many brokerage accounts, and so it's a way for folks to access the product.
And finally, as we kind of close out Consensus here, What are some things you think the crypto companies here and other investors who might be attending the conference should know, should be thinking about as we go into maybe out of crypto winter, maybe into some crypto summer coming up with Bitcoin price rising again, with new developments in Bitcoin? What should we be on the lookout for?
Absolutely. I think it's important that everybody continues to be thoughtful and diligent as they think about investment opportunities, and that we continue to talk to one another and are thoughtful.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, thanks so much for making the time for us, talking to us here at Consensus. We wish you the best of luck as you continue to encourage people to drop gold and consider cryptocurrency. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.